First off, I'm definitely going to need to put my bangs back. So first things first, to prep my skin, I'm going to be using this Lani Tropical Super Serum. This has watermelon seed oil, marula, jojoba, camellia, passion fruit, and jasmine oil. Sounds amazing. I haven't tried this yet, so I'm excited. So I'm just taking a couple drops of that, and then I'm just going to pat it onto my skin. Obviously, I've already cleansed and put serum on my skin. Ooh, this feels really nice. It's very lightweight of an oil, which I love. Perfect for like under makeup. For my lips, I'm gonna be using the Pharmacy Lip Bloom. This is the Honey Ginger one. Love this lip balm. It's the only thing that actually helps my dry ass lips. So I'm just gonna let that sink in while I do the rest of my makeup. So my go-to foundation for when I want a heavier coverage is the Gressa Minimalist Serum Foundation. I featured this in a couple of videos. I compared it to the Kosas Oil Foundation. It has its own review. I'll link all the videos I did on it below. This is a really nice foundation. It's easy to build up and just gives you a really beautiful high coverage finish. You do have to shake these before you use them, so I'm just gonna do that. So I just have a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to dot it on my face. I'm gonna work in sections just because it dries pretty quickly. And I'm just going to be using a e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush to blend this out. You can use a sponge for this. I feel like it works pretty well with a sponge, or you can use a brush like this. They do sell a brush that's meant to go specifically with the foundation. They just updated their packaging too, so it's rose gold. It's really gorgeous. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. I haven't tried it, so I can't compare it to like any other brushes I have. Another tip I have for this foundation is if you do use a brush, go back in and just pat it into your skin. It'll really just give you a seamless blended finish. So I feel like that was a good base. Now onto my concealer. I'm using my Cloven Hollow Conceal and Correct. I'm in the shade 02. This is my favorite concealer. If you haven't tried it, do yourself a favor. It's the best clean concealer I've tried. I'm just gonna do a little bit, because you can always build up concealer, but you can never take it away. Wise words from myself. I do some down my nose as well. Why not? Forgot to wet my sponge. BRB. So another tip for this concealer, I feel like if you let it sit for a little bit, it actually gives you more coverage. So not too long. You don't want to let it dry completely, obviously, but if you just let it sit for like 30 seconds, I feel like it just blends out a lot easier. Adding a little bit more just because I want this base to be like super high coverage. The shade of concealer I'm using is 02, by the way. I've never tried 01, and 02 is pretty light, so if you are fair, I think 02 has more of like a peachy undertone, and I think 01 is more pink. I'm not sure. I think they have the description online. I'll link it below if you want to see like all the shades, and they also have swatches on their website. So now that my concealer and base is done, I'm gonna go in with the Juice Beauty Phyto Pigments Flawless Finishing Powder in the shade Translucent. I picked this up off of Petit Vour a couple weeks ago. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it, so you have to be very careful under the eyes or else it can kind of like accentuate your lines. But I feel like it looks good if I just use the tiniest amount. It reminds me of the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder, if you guys have ever tried that one. I'm just going in and setting my under eyes first before they crease. And then I'm using the same powder to set the rest of my face. Now that I'm set, I definitely need some bronzer in my life. I'm going to be using the Lily Low Low Sculpt and Glow Contour Duo, and obviously I'm going to be using the bronzer shade. Bronzer is probably the favorite step of my makeup routine just because I feel like it makes me look alive. Let me know in the comments what your favorite step of makeup is, or like what your favorite, like is it face or is it eyes? I love doing face makeup, but I also love doing eye makeup. So I don't know, I didn't really answer the question. I don't really put too much on my forehead just because I have bangs, so you can't really see that part of my face anyway. Next for blush, I'm using my favorite Lila B Lip and Cheek Duo in the shade Be Lovely. It's a really pretty terracotta rose, super natural. You can use these on your eyes or your lips. They are pricey, but they're amazing quality, totally worth the money. I love to apply these usually with a stippling brush. I'm just gonna use a e.l.f. stippling brush. And I usually just like dip it in, and then I tap the excess off on my hand because these are super pigmented, so you really need to like make sure you're not going too crazy. And then I'm just gonna apply. These are like the most amazing cream blush formulas I've ever tried. They're so long lasting. They don't have a dewy finish to them. They're just like really beautiful and satin. They stay forever on the face, and they're just super pigmented. Like, I tapped most of it off on my hand and it still just gave me a really good like punch of color. Definitely need to try more shades. If you guys have tried those, let me know what your favorite shades are. For my highlight, I'm gonna use this La Belladonna palette. This is their clean color palette. I'm gonna use this lighter shade right here. These are really amazing contour powders and they're clean. I'd never really heard of this brand, but I got sent this and I'm really impressed by it. I'll have it linked below. They sell it on Amazon. But yeah, this is a really just good array of contour colors. If you need any, I'm gonna take that lightest shade like I said. And then just the typical highlight places, cheekbones, down the nose. Down the nose we go. Actually, I feel like my bronzer is a little messy, so I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and just clean up under my bronzer. I'm actually gonna contour my nose as well using that same palette, this shade over here. It's super cool toned, very pigmented. It's a great contour color. Alright, I think the base is looking good, so I'm gonna finish it with the Pixi Rose Glow Mist. I'm not sure if I like this one more than the regular Glow Mist. I don't even really know what the difference is, but if you know, let me know. But this just gives your base a really glowy finish. I'm using my Eco Brow in the shade Sharon. If you've used Anastasia Dip Brow and you need a clean version, this is it. If you need a brow pomade, this is it. Lovely, long lasting. I feel like it actually makes my brow hairs look healthier as well. It's a really great product. I've had this forever and I'm still not done with it, so really good bang for your buck. Check them out if you haven't already. To fill in my brows a little bit more, I'm using a Lila B Be Stunning. This is an eyeshadow quad, but this shade right here I feel like is just the perfect matte shade for my brows. So I'm just using the same brush, and I like to use this like on my inner part of my brow just for a softer look. Moving right on to eyeshadow, I'm going to be using some ColourPop shadows. These are vegan and cruelty-free. I know ColourPop is not a clean brand, but I haven't been able to find any matte, clean, warm tone shadows. They're actually affordable. If you do know of any, please let me know. But I did decide to pick these up just because they are vegan and cruelty-free, which is very hard to find, especially with warm tones, because most shadows with red pigment that are conventional brand, they have carmine, which is not a vegan ingredient, but these are really nice. They're super affordable as well. I will have the shades listed below if you're interested. But I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I'm gonna start with this light peach tone. I'm just starting this as like a transition shade in my crease. Next, to deepen the crease, I'm using this shade. These are ColourPop shadows as well. So now I'm just really building that shadow up right in my crease just for a really like pigmented pack of color. It's funny how the shadow looks red in the pan, but it's actually like a super hot pink. So pretty. I've been really into like monochrome looks, like all pink eyes, all yellow eyes, like I don't know, I'm just feeling it. Hope you guys like it too. Next I'm going to be taking that same shade I just used in my crease and running it under my lower lash line. For my lid, the star of the show right here is a Lily Lolo loose shadow in the shade Pink Champagne. I got this on sale off of Petit Vour's website. It should still be on sale. It'll be linked below, so check them out. It's only like $8 for this little bad boy. Ton of pigment in here. I'm going to use this wet just because it's a loose shadow and it's a lot easier to work with when it's on a damp brush. So I went ahead and did lashes and wing liner. I didn't plan on doing wing liner for this look, but here we are. Onto my lips, I'm going to be doing a pink lip as well. I'm going to start with the Red Apple Lipstick Barely Pink Lip Liner, and then I'm going to go in with a liquid lipstick after that. Alright, last step, I'm going to be using the Pixi by Petra Matte Last Liquid Lip in the shade Really Rose. I love these formulas. They're super long lasting and not too drying on the lips. And the applicator is also really nice. It's like this pointed tip, so it's like super easy to apply and get a precise line. That was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.